parameterization. Do you remember?
Yes, parameterization.
Where you enter data in this data table, and you run the script to the data what you have got in here. But instead of that, if I need to enter a data by myself, manually inserting a data at runtime, so then we need to we will be using something called as input box. For example, I'm just recording a small session right now. It's just to reserve a flight, not to reserve a flight, just to log in. Okay.
Okay.
So password was just a second. Give me a moment.
Okay.
So I have entered a password right now. So that's Mercury, and so look, I have entered a wrong password now for the time being. So click cancel and then stop. Okay. So what we generally do is that we are gonna what we generally do is that we'll parameterize this value, whatever the value is. There's a constant right now, so we'll parameterize it. Instead of that, at runtime, that does mean when I start running. So at runtime, if I want to enter a data in this edit box or in this window edit box, then this is how we are going to do it. We'll use a command. We'll use something like an input box. Okay. So sorry. You already know that you need to store whatever the value might be. You need to store it in a variable, any variable. You can name it as A, you can name it as B, any variable will be fine. So A equal to, I'd say input box. Input box. What is the name of the box? The name of the box does mean what should be the pop-up box name. So I'd say input box, double quotes, please enter the agent name. Agent name. This would be your input box. So what do I need is that, see, I don't want this constant to appear at runtime. What I want is that whatever I enter in this box, whichever value I enter in this box, the same should be printed as an agent name in here. The same should be printed as an agent name in here. So the input box, in whatever the value which I am entering in this input box, that would be written in a, that would be stored in a variable called as A. So what am I doing in here? I am just dialog login win edit agent name, and instead of the constant called as Pratyusha, I would say that whichever value has been entered in this agent name, please do set the same value. So I just want to know whatever the value which I have entered, so I'll say message box A. Now, if you click on run, see, so this input box is nothing but it's going to show you a pop-up like this, that is, please enter the agent name. Now, please enter the agent name. So I want to enter Ruma as an agent name. So I have entered Ruma, whichever the agent name I want to enter. Click OK, and now through message box I have come to know whatever whatever the value has been stored in this variable called as A, that is Ruma. Click OK. And now in the results page, you can see that whichever value you have entered in this input box, the same value has been reflected in your edit box. So as you can see in here, login agent name. Agent name. Now, that is the agent name which I have entered. Settings. Checking the details. So that would be entering Ruma, obviously. I don't know why it's not coming the details. But as you can see in here, whichever value you enter into this input box, the same value would be entered in your agent name over here. Understood, Ruma?
Yes, yes.
Ruma, I am unable to hear you. Can you please type in the chat if not?
Oh, really? Okay.
If you did understand the point or not. Yeah, good. So this is how the input box works. That is, at runtime, if you want to enter any value in the, if you want to enter any value in the edit box or might be in a drop-down box or whatever, if you want to enter a data at a runtime, then you would be using a command called as input box. I think, please note down whatever the script I am writing in here, please do note down the syntax of it. That is A, or you can just write variable equal to input box, name of the input box, double quotes, name of the input box and double quotes close.
Okay.
Close the double quotes. Okay. So once you have noted down, please let me know, or please type in the chat, continue,
Okay.
so that I can continue.
Okay, Priyanka. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So shall I continue? Yep. Fine then. So the next command which we are going to learn now is called as len. len. So that would be len. len is nothing but it will return you, means returns does mean it will give an output of the number of characters in a string. For example, let me write this. Comment block. So what will this comment block does is that if you select whichever line of the script you don't want to run, just right click, select the line and then right click and then say comment block. Comment block does mean it will not run this particular line whichever you have commented. So select the line and just right click and say comment block. So I don't want to run these lines of script, that is why I have commented this block. Now let's talk about len then. len. Len is a command which returns the number of characters in the string. Which returns the number of characters in the string. This is what len is going to do. So in case, for example, I do have a string like this, that is a equal to, string does mean what? String consists of only numbers. Int, int does mean integers, that is you'll have only numbers inside it. So now I'm going to enter a string over here. Welcome to the class of QTP. Class of QTP. Okay. So now what are you gonna do? You're gonna get the length of this string. So where can you store this length? So can you tell me where should I store this length and how can I store this length? To store this length in a variable. Or else directly I can get a message box. So for example, I'll say r equal to len of string. So which string? That is a. Now message box r. Do you understand the script which I am writing in here? Do you understand the code which I am writing in here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to find out the length of this string called as welcome to the class of QTP. I'm going to write down the script for this class of QTP. Now playback. Length is 28. How come it's 28? because 1, 2, 3 is going to calculate even the spaces.
Oh, okay.
That is why it has given you the length of the string which you have entered as 28. Okay. Now, the next topic which we are going to learn today is in string. INSTR. In string. I'm going to write a simple script for it. INSTR. In string. In string. What is it going to do? The in string is going to return the position of the first occurrence of a string within another string. For example, I'm going to combine this length and this IN star in string. I'm going to show you an example. For example, have a variable like this in which there is a string called as welcome to the class of QTP. So this is the string what I have, and that is stored. Oh, just a second, let me charge. Okay. In string, right? So welcome to the class of QTP. Now I want to find out if another string, if class is available, if class is available in this whole string called as welcome to the class of QTP. So you would understand it if I give an example. So B equal to INSTR in string of start. So from which letter do you want QTP to search for another string called as class? So I want to start it from the first letter. And what is the strings? The string in which I wanted to search for? That is within the string called as A. And starting from the first letter, I want to search for a string called as class. Now, message box of B. Make my screen bigger. Okay. This would do? Would this do? Yeah. So, see. Just count the letters. Where is class? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please count even spaces to 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17th, so the 17th string is class. So now if I play back the script, then you should give the position of the class as 17. Can you say it? Yes? 17, right? So it does mean, so there is a string called as class. Within this string called as welcome to the class of QTP. And since there is a string, that is why it is showing you the position of the string. For example, if I take a character which is not available in this string, then let's see what would happen. So class 1, I say, please search for class 1 within this string called as welcome to the class of QTP. But this class 1 is not available, or let's say, I'll take an entirely different. So that's do. So let's search for do in this string. So it is not available. Since it's not available, let us see what QTP does. So it's returning a 0. Why? Why? Because this string called as do is not available in this string called as welcome to the class of QTP. This is nothing but comparison of the strings. This is nothing but comparison of the strings. Now you can ask me, how is this applicable in the application or in my real-time testing? Coming to this len, so we have just learned about a command called as len. How is it going to work in your testing is like this. As we already know that if a length less than, if less than 4 characters are entered in the agent name, then it should fail, right? It should show you that the invalid agent name or password. What is the message? Well, this what is the message it should show you? Yes or no? Yes. So for that, so what I would do is that A equal to input box, of please enter the agent name. Okay. Now, since I should not enter length less than 4 characters, so before entering these characters, I will measure the length of A, whatever has been entered. Only then I will enter. So I will say if length of A, I don't know if this will work or not. So if length of A is greater than 4, then only then message box, or instead of message box you can keep window flight reservation, or I'll generate a step over here, that will be much more easier. So insert step generator, login, correct. So agent name, okay. So what will be the text which is entered before? And it is argument. So what will be the value? A. So set A. In case if and only if the length of this input box, that means if the length of the agent name which I am entering inside this is greater than 4, only then set A. Only then set A. Okay. So now what would I do? Applied application and run. So enter an agent name. So I am entering more than 4 characters. So now it will return me. So that is why it has entered. That is why it has entered. So what would I do is that I will now enter length less than 4 characters. So let me enter less than 4 characters. That is ER. Like, okay. So now as you can see in the login, it has entered nothing. Why? Why? Because I told QTP that if and only if the length of the agent name which I am entering is more than 4 characters, only then enter the agent name. Else, don't enter the agent name. So, are you clear till here? Yeah, sure. Please take a break for 2 minutes. That's okay. What I'll do is that since I'm unable to hear your voice, let me leave the meeting. You be please in the meeting. I'll leave the meeting and join again.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, so you're talking about what? You're talking about length. How to use this LEN in your application. This is what we will learn. So, it's a kind of situation you need to follow or a condition. So, where the length should not be less than 4 or less than 5 or less than 6. So, in that case, I can use this LEN function over here and I will be able to validate it. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about in string. In string. You might have seen in many places in the application, many points of the application where if while registering into the website, it will first validate whether it is a proper email ID or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Means it is a valid email ID or not. How will we be able to test if it is a proper email ID or not? Point number one. A proper email ID should consist of @ symbol. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right? So right now, I'm going to show an example of that. That is, for example, I'm registering into this flight reservation itself, and it is necessary to enter a proper email ID or valid email for a valid email ID. So, input box, please enter valid email ID. Right. So message box of A. And now enter. So I'll say in string. So C equal to INSTR in string. Start from the first letter and search till what should be the string. It should be inside which I need to search, that is A, comma. So what should be searched inside that string? I want to search for an symbol inside the comma. So that is 1. If, I'll say if C is greater than 0, only then print. So instead of message box you can also use a print command. So message box and print are the same. Message box would give you just a pop-up, would give you a pop-up at your runtime, whereas a print command will print the value in a box. So print valid email ID. Valid email ID. So this is what I want to print. If C is greater than 0, it does mean if @ symbol is available or is present in this string called as please enter email ID, then only then message me that it is a valid email ID. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Right? So instead of print valid email ID, I can just say what are the action which needs to be done. That is to register into the website. So if and only if you do have an @ symbol, only then you can register into the website. Now click run. String showing me an error. Okay, so this is what is the error. Double quotes. Now it's correct. Good. So please enter an email ID. rmphu@gmail.com. Okay. Okay, this is what I have entered. So it is a valid email ID because there was an @ symbol. You see, called as valid email ID printed in this box. Can you see that? Right? So now what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna enter this time the tube value. That's it. I'm not going to enter any @ over there. Okay. Yes, that is what I went. So did it print any message? No. Did it print any message? Are you there, Ruma? Ruma, are you there? I can hear you, Ruma. Please talk. I can hear you now. Please.
You hear?
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Always, every time, Priyanka. Don't think like that. I always, I'm a
Do you understand?
quite little responsible person. Yeah.
Do you understand what did I teach you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, in these cases, see, what am I trying to explain you is that simply learning a function is not useful, but you should know at which situations, at which scenarios you need to use this function. So we have learned two functions now. That was len, that is length, and then we have also learned about input box, right?
Yes.
So where to use and where to use this input box. So this is what is the technique of using it. So just give me a second, huh? Just give me a second.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have done till now. So as it returns a string over here, returns the position of the string over here, that is why it has printed a value as valid email ID, right? Fine. You want me to put on lights? Fine. So what I want you to do is that let me give you a small assignment so that you would also come to know how to use these functions. Okay.
Okay.
So we have already learned about descriptive programming, right? Well, we have learned about descriptive programming. So what I want you to do is that, so use your descriptive programming and try to write a program to enter agent name and password in the login.
Okay.
Once you enter agent name and login, and you should also check valid values, that is through your input box and len function. You're going to check if the agent name which has been entered is more than 4 characters or less than 4 characters.
Okay.
And only if it is more than 4 characters, you should type the value which is entered, or you should type the string inside this agent name. Else it should show you an error message, or it should just print that inappropriate value or invalid agent name or something like that. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
So this would be your assignment. So I think you have all also understood about if condition?
Yes, little bit. I'll try.
Please try it.
Okay.
Please try it so that you will get to know
Okay.
how to use functions. Okay, so there is one more function which I want to teach you, but will you be able to understand that?
Okay, go ahead, Priyanka.
Yeah, sure then. We'll be talking about something called as an array. See, we have seen variables right now. So variables are the values. Variables are something in which a value is stored permanently. There will not be any change. Whereas array is something in which there will be a temporary storage of value. There will not be a permanent storage. For example, I do have an array like this, like capital A equal to array of argument lists. So say I have three numbers 10, 20, 30. See, as you declare a variable, you can just write A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to 30, because a variable can store only one value, whereas an array can store all the three values or two values or how many ever values you would give. Okay?
Okay.
See, now this A will be split into three arrays, that is print A of 0. So this will be your first array, A of 0. Print A of 1. Print A of 2. Let me play back the script. Yeah, can you see? 10, 20, 30. So
Yes.
what did you do? Array can store n number of values.
Okay. More than?
And the array would start with 0. Understood? Yeah, so we'll discuss this topic tomorrow, and how will this array be used and all those things. So for now, if you understand array, that would be enough for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Fine then. So please do the homework which I have taught you. It would be very useful to understand VB script.
Okay.
Then we'll meet tomorrow. Hope so Tamanna also would join tomorrow, because from the first class of our VB scripting, she was not there.
Okay.
She was absent from the first class. I want her also to attend the class from tomorrow. Please inform her regarding that.
Okay, I will.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we'll be back again at the same time, but we'll have a longer class tomorrow.
Okay.
I have some big functions and commands to teach you tomorrow. That is fine.
Okay. Thank you, Priyanka.
We'll also talk about if else, and we'll also talk about for loop, do while loop. So we'll be talking about loops and conditions tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, Priyanka, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Then last time I got one QTP book, right, from email. You be sent.
Yes, of course. Yes.
By mistakenly I erased that email. Can you send me that link again for the download the whole?
Yes, I'll again send you then. Okay, no problem. I'll send it again.
Okay, please do
right
it. Yeah, please do it right now. Okay, then I'll download now and I'll see.
Sure. I'll do it right now. Don't worry. I'll send it to you today itself. Now itself.
Okay, see you.
Good day.
Bye. See you tomorrow.